at x equal to -4, y has the value of 17. If we substitute x equal to -4 in this expression for y, we'll obtain 17. And also if we substitute x equal to -y in the expression for y, we'll obtain -10. So -417 is a stationary point, and also -1, -10 is also a stationary point. Now we can clearly, the nature of these stationary points, we can at -4, to the left of -4 the gradient's positive, at -4 the gradient's 0, to the right of -4 the gradient's negative, so it's obviously a maximum at -4, and at -1 the gradient is negative to the left of -1. At -1 the gradient is 0, to the right of -1 the gradient's positive, so it's a minimum at -1. Now we need to also determine if there are any points of inflection, and to determine if there are any points of inflection we need to take dy dx and differentiate it once more. So let's write down the dy dx. dy dx is equal to 6x squared plus 30x plus 24, 6x squared plus 24x plus 30x plus 24, So let's differentiate it once more to see if there are any points of inflection. So d squared y dx squared is 12x plus 30. So if you set d squared y dx squared equal to 0, we have 12x plus 30 equal to 0, and if you solve for x we will obtain x equal to -30 on 12, which is -15 on 6, which is also equal to -5 on 2, -2.5. Now that we've completed all 4 steps, we can now sketch the curve. We know that -417 is a maximum, so there's a maximum right there. We also know that -1, -10, we established that it is a minimum. We know that the curve crosses the y-axis at 0, 1. We also know that when x approaches positive infinity, y approaches positive infinity as well, so the curve goes in that direction. We also know that when x approaches minus infinity, y approaches minus infinity, so the curve goes in this direction. So we know all that information. With all that information, we are able to sketch the curve for y. We also know that there is a point of inflection at -2.5. With the given information, we can now sketch the curve as follows. As you can see, the curve crosses 0, 1, has a minimum at -1, -10, has a maximum at -417, and x approaches positive infinity, y approaching positive infinity. That is clear from the curve. And when x approaches negative infinity, y approaches negative infinity as well. And there is a point of inflection at minus 2.5. So somewhere there, at when x is minus 2.5, there's a point of inflection. The curve changes shape when x is equal to minus 2.5.